to welcome everybody here. A special, we came a long way from a cornfield in the 90s. And we built this facility in 95, Parkway Manor, and along with it was a memory care unit. We grew to the estates in 1999, the independent apartments. Then in 2003 added the Hawthorne and assisted living. We added, expanded our bounce back court area and our memory care in 2014. And today we are here to talk about our memory care program that we have rebranded and we have enhanced to have some meaningful engagement with Alzheimer's patients, and it's just a fabulous program. I'd like to acknowledge Representative Dave Severin, Mayor Mike Absher, our Medical Director Dr. Parks, our nurse practitioner Ida Hess, our supportive team members from the Heartland of SIH, and I'd like to thank you all personally for coming and supporting us today. We are so excited, I have to put my glasses on for all of you. Excited that you're here to share the celebration of our new and enhanced memory care program. Memory Lane, Fitness for the Mind, is more than just a name. On Memory Lane, we seek to exercise the brain, enhance the memory, and maintain independence. Our Fitness for the Mind program has been developed to uniquely focus on a resident's strengths. Using those strengths, we then implement personalized therapeutic programs that have been specifically designed to focus on existing memory function, allowing us to exercise the brain. Our therapy teams will complete an in-depth assessment of each individual to target his or her remaining abilities. Enrichment programming will be offered throughout the day that is catered to the person's specific cognitive abilities. These programs are designed to enhance those abilities as well as provide opportunities for social interactions, intellectual stimulation, as well as recreation. Our memory care specialists have been provided with rigorous training related to caring for those afflicted with memory impairment. They are available around the clock to ensure that all interactions are guided by evidence-based interventions that will stimulate each resident's cognitive abilities. Specialized programs are provided daily to enhance brain power and exercise the mind. Programs are guided by recommendations from highly trained professionals and are based off of the individualized assessment of each resident's unique level of functioning. Allowing each resident to maintain as much independence as possible is paramount of importance to us. Focusing on that independence, memory and motion programming allows each individual to do as much as possible on their own, with guided support and assistance where needed by our memory care specialists. Memory and motion programs feature independence with everyday tasks such as dressing, bathing, maintaining personal hygiene. Fitness for the Mind programming also focuses on programs to keep our residents walking, eating independently, and maintaining continence for as long as possible. As a participant in the program, each resident will also be provided a free membership into our AJ's fitness program and our state-of-the-art therapy gymnasium. Fitness for the Mind truly is designed to allow your loved one to thrive rather than just survive throughout the disease process. Not only do we provide support for our residents afflicted with memory loss, we do want to give you as family members the peace of mind to know that your loved one is safe and happy in an environment designed to help your loved one reach his or her maximal potential. Additionally, we recognize that stresses related to caregiving can be overwhelming, and once you know, we're here to help. Monthly support group meetings are now available to all, whether you have a loved one you're caring for at home or a participant in the program. We are here to provide encouragement and allow you the opportunity and camaraderie with others who have faced similar challenges with their own loved ones. Come see for yourself. Memory Lane Fitness for the Mind surpasses even the highest expectations. We would love to give you a tour, or just look for someone wearing our tour buttons. Thanks so much for your support. We are truly excited for you to share in this amazing adventure with us. At this time, I'd like to ask Representative Severin to come up and speak. Thank you so much for coming today, sir.
Well, good afternoon. It's my honor and privilege to be with you this afternoon, and I've got a couple quick stories I want to share with you. I'm a very emotional person, and I guarantee you I'm going to cry telling these because I own a store. This is our 30th year being in business. We sell trophies and banners and signs and all the promotional product stuff. So that's what I've been doing for 30 years, and then being a state rep the last 6 years. But I want to tell you that The name Severin in Benton is synonymous with care and taking care of people. My parents started a nursing home in 1964. They were shelter care homes then. When I was in high school, 1976 is the year I was a senior in high school, and I had enough credits that I only had to go to school half a day. So I was activity director at one of the shelter care homes that Mom and Dad owned as a 18-year-old kid. Of course, been around, people that have memory concerns and mental concerns and challenges all of my life. My oldest brother was a triplegic. He was mentally handicapped, couldn't walk or talk and use one of his arms. And so that's a whole nother story I won't tell you about. But a couple of things I want to share with you. But before we do that, we got to have a selfie. So please smile. Thank you. Oh. And you missed the selfie, sorry. Story number one is this. So 18 years old, in the nursing home back in the 70s, parents started in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, was that we had geriatrics, which are all of us. We lived long enough. We had people that were, they actually use this word, MRs, mentally retarded people. We don't use the word retarded anymore. When I became in charge of Special Olympics, I said, that's the stuff that's on your teeth. You get the dentist to take off. And you don't use that word, but then we also have MIs, which are mentally ill, and developmentally disabled, which are DD residents. So we had a whole gamut of people living in our shelter care home. There was 96 residents, 75 staff. And so I literally fell in love with working with the young mentally challenged. And I have 4 brothers and 4 sisters, and my brother said that was because I fit in well with them, and they used to pick on me and tell me that, but that's another story too. But I absolutely loved working with them, and this is what my philosophy was this. If you got to do it, we got to do it. I took the residents from our shelter care home, we went fishing, we went swimming. I had residents that had been in state institutions that had never been, and I'm sorry it's hot, but I think it's important that you hear this story. They'd never been sledding. On the back of Mom and Dad's property, 28 acres in Benton, was a hill. We went sledding. I went and bought some dishes. These guys and gals, women too, they'd never been sledding in their life. So I figured if you get to do it, we get to do it. So that was our philosophy and my philosophy. And then later in the 70s, and the late 70s, early 80s, state made a law where you had to choose whether you were going to have developmentally disabled DD residents, and now they're in SILAs and those types of facilities, or you're going to have geriatrics. My parents chose to go with having the facility being geriatrics. It broke my heart. I told them, I said, I can't do this. I said, I love working with the young people. I can't do it. I thought I was going to have to quit, do something else. I thought that's what I was going to do all of my life. And this is what I found out. And this is why I want to tell this story, that every one of you need to hear this. And you guys are the real deal over there. I found out if you love people and if you care about people and have a passion for people, it makes absolutely no difference how old they are. Whether they're a baby, whether they're 6 years old or 106 years old. And I learned that. And so I stayed at the nursing home, worked there. And so this is what I did. We did the same thing with people that were middle-aged, older age. In fact, we did this, and I'm going to stop with this story because I want you to know how important it is. This facility, do you call it a facility? We call them facilities and we call them residents. I don't know if that's still the terms, but I want you to know how important it is to have this type of facility here and in our community, and they run a first-class operation and take great pride in what they're doing. You heard all the different things they do as assessments and all those kinds of things, but I want to tell you this last story because this is who I am. So being the activity director still for a while, the older residents back in the late 70s and 80s, any of you remember doing hook rugs, your parents or grandparents? We did hook rugs, and I had to make the activity calendar. Saturday mornings at 9 o'clock on the calendar was Happy Hookers. You never knew me then, but I haven't changed. When I got elected to state rep, they said, you gonna change? Nope, I ain't changing. So the state inspectors came and they looked at the calendar, checking all the different stuff out, and they asked my dad, they said, Mr. Severin, we want to know about Saturday morning at 9 o'clock, what goes on around here. My dad's like, they said, your calendar. So went over there and Dad says, what are you doing at Saturday mornings at 9 o'clock? I said, Dad, it's hook rug class. But I didn't tell the state workers that. They only worked Monday through Friday. That's the first time they ever came back on a Saturday, because I wouldn't tell them what we did. They wanted to see what the heck was going on at Severin Nursing Home on a Saturday morning at 9 o'clock. Happy Hookers, we were making hook rugs, and the ladies were making those. So I just want you to know that people that have these challenges and all the different things going on, you got to have a great sense of humor. You got the passion and the care and the work ethic and all those things, but you got to have that passion and make sure that the residents enjoy every day. They're experiencing challenges that they had no idea they were ever going to in their life, and I tell you what, you got to have a good time and enjoy it. One thing I learned also, and I'm going to stop, is that I learned this a long time ago. If you want to keep someone from going out a door, you put a wet paint sign on it. People from the old days, common sense, they won't touch that door. They don't want to get that wet paint. So I don't know if you guys have been trained that or not, but that's a freebie. Or if you're having challenges or whatever, that you put a wet paint sign on a door and they won't touch it. It's good to see all of you. And again, this is an awesome facility, and I appreciate that you guys having this service for people, because we live long enough, it's going to happen to us, and you want to be somewhere where people that care, that people are going to do an awesome job. And so again, I could talk for hours about this. This is my passion. Again, selling t-shirts and trophies and being a state rep, I give everything I've got, but I will tell you, in my heart, for the rest of my life, is doing what you're doing. So I appreciate it very much. Thank you. And I'll give you a hug. All right. Good seeing all of you.
Days here, and they all were, I don't know that they passed away from memory issues, but they certainly passed away with them. And to this day, their caretakers will, if they recognize me, will say, hey, was your usually they say, was your mom so-and-so, which ages me more, but I have to explain, no, that was my grandpa, or that was my grandma. But as this facility has been such an integral part of Marion for so many years now, I'm so pleased to see, as the study behind memory care and the science really behind it has progressed in these last 15 years since I lost my grandparents. I celebrate the fact and wonder if my own grandparents couldn't have had maybe a little bit longer or higher quality of life had those advances taken place. So I certainly celebrate the opening of this facility, and I certainly celebrate your whole campus and all the care that you provided so well, not only Southern Illinois residents, but to my very own grandparents. And for all of those reasons, I'm so proud of you and so grateful for what you've done and are continuing to do in our community. So congratulations, and we appreciate you.
We appreciate you. I would like to ask Dr. Parks to come up and say a few words. He's our medical director. He's been with us here since 2014. We're so happy to have you.
Yeah, thank you. Hello to all of you today, and those two guys are a hard act to follow. In interest of the heat, I'll be very brief. Mine is not quite as, I'm not going to lead a chair. I do want to say that this institution has always shown quality. I come here often, day and night, different days of the week. What I've noticed is everybody gives it 100% of the time. I remember during COVID when this team marched in here day after day, night and day, and stood in the gap for the people of Southern Illinois who were suffering from COVID. And I appreciate that so much. My mother was a resident here at the end of her life. My mother-in-law spent several months of the past year. She just passed away this week. And if my wife was here, she would want me to tell you thank you for the excellent care that you provided for her. We feel like that it brought care, quality, and excellence to her life, maintained her dignity, and thank you so much. And we're so excited about this next phase of memory care. We believe that our neighbors and friends who are suffering from cognitive impairment, they deserve the very best. And we know that if they'll come here, they'll get the very best. So thank you.
We people I want to acknowledge, just if you'll stand up and kind of wave, that are very, we have all of our team members are very important, but three people in particular. Ida Hess, our nurse practitioner. One of the two are our team, right? Crystal Ray, our therapy director. Linda, where you're at, Linda Houseworth is our, right here, memory care. from the Chamber of Commerce. He's going to come up and say a few things. I would appreciate it. Thank you.
Hey, Jared.
Hi everybody, I'm Jared Garrison. I am the board chairman of the Marion Chamber of Commerce this year, and I'm also the executive director of the pavilion owned by the city of Marion. I just want to reiterate a little bit on what was said. I have also had family members in this campus, and the incredible amount of care that they received while they were here is almost unrecognizable compared to other facilities that I've been into. So I just want to thank you all for that. It's really an incredible amount of care that you give to patients. And with the rebranding, sorry, I just had somebody here in May. So, with the rebranding, it just shows that, as with everything in Marion, we're forward thinking. They're changing because the science behind this has changed. So we're very, very grateful for that also, as they mentioned earlier. So, this time, we'll do the ribbon cutting. They would like for the picture to be a great showing, so they would like everyone here to participate in the ribbon cutting. We'll do it on the grass.
Stations that we want you to see though in the garden.
And the other
Mine
thing is,
your way.
after this ribbon cutting, I want
You're fine, you're fine.
The
The only thing that's in our way is that
hang
big
around a
white
minute
bush.
for a picture, okay? Thank you.
Okay, it's just
Are we ready?
Ready?
1, 2, 3.
Are we signing ribbon?
And we want to sign the ribbon, yes.
We'll
Let's
put that
do it.
on the
Let's do it.
giveaway table.
Yeah.